it's Amanda Lee here. Thanks for joining me today in this tutorial. I'll be showing you how to make a beautiful fresh flower wreath topper, and you can use the same skills to make a sugar flower wreath topper if you like. I'm pairing this today with a really fine, elegant gold monogram topper, and I'm placing all of this on top of a buttercream painted vintage rose cake. If you're curious to find out how I made that one, head to my website. It's all listed in the links down below. And if you like the tutorial today, remember to hit subscribe, leave a comment, say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get to it.
So the first thing you want to do is to print out your template. So this is my letter M in the playlist script font, but any cursive or script font will do. And I've just colored the back of this with a non-toxic pencil. So just where I can see the back of the letter, I've just traced it out. Now I'm going to roll out some flower paste here. So I'm using flower paste and not gum paste because I find it's stronger. And so this is what I would recommend because this is quite a fine font that we're working with. And now I've got my X-Acto knife or craft knife, and I'm going to rub some Crisco, some vegetable shortening over the blade, and this will help the knife to glide smoothly through the flower paste. I also rub a little bit of Crisco onto the rolled out paste as well, and this is to stick my template on so that it doesn't move around when I am doing this tracing bit right now. So I'm using a pen to trace around the outline of my template, and this is going to transfer the pencil mark that we colored in on the back of the template just before. So anything sharp like a pen just like this job just fine. Once you lift it, you should see a faint mark of the pencil, and because we're using a non-toxic pencil, this is great and perfectly fine for decorating. Now I've got my craft knife here, which I've already rubbed the Crisco over before the blade, and so you can see here my blade is gliding really effortlessly and smoothly through the flower paste. If you skipped this step, what you'll find is there will be a lot of drag paste, and definitely your shape will be changing or squidging around, and it's quite frustrating to do. So that's a very, very important step in creating this really fine cursive monogram topper. So just keep cutting all around where your template markings have transferred, and once you've completely finished, you can gently remove all of the excess paste around the shape that you have cut, just like this. So do be gentle, as sometimes some bits that you've missed can pull the entire shape. And so you just want to refine it. If you've got a bit of rough edges, just flatten that out. And once you've finished cutting out this monogram, you can use a flower wire here, and I'm going to dip this in some sugar. And if you don't have sugar glue, you can definitely make it. You can add some Tylose with water or CMC powder with water to make some edible glue. And so just very gently slide this through the best place possible for whichever letter you're doing. You usually want to do it somewhere in the middle or at the strongest point. Now we're going to make our floral wreath structure. So I'm using some Armature wire, and I've got a 5-inch cake tin over here. So I'm just going to use this 5-inch cake tin as my guide to shape my round floral wreath armature structure. And so you don't have to use a 5-inch, you can make it 4-inch, you can make it 7-inch. Just decide what size wreath you would like, and you can use that size cake tin to wrap your armature around. And so I've just used a wire cutter to cut this armature wire, and as you can see here, I'm just going to tape that end, and I'm going to leave excess of the other end, and that's going to go down into the cake. So it'll make a lot more sense as I go along. So I'm just using some regular tape here because I'm going to actually cover and wrap this entire wreath structure with floral tape. And so once you've got that circle nice and finished, you can actually pull that excess down. As you can see, now we've got this lollipop shaped armature. And now we're going to start applying our florals. So I'm using carnations here, but you can feel free to use flowers of your choice. Definitely make sure that they're pesticide free and something that is not harmful to put on food. You've got floral tape here, green floral tape, and I always like to stretch it out before using it because this releases the tack in it. So just a couple of winds round, and then you want to start applying your flowers. Now with carnations, they've got a very large bottom, let's just put it that way, and so it does sort of stick out a little bit, so you would require more flower tape. If you're using flowers like roses perhaps, which have a narrow stem, it's actually a lot easier to do, but I preferred carnations for this particular wreath because it's really nice and ruffly and fluffy, and it comes in such great colors, so this is something I chose for my wreath. But definitely feel free to experiment with different florals that will go beautifully on your cake. So as you can see, what I'm doing here, it's really simple. It's just winding that floral tape round and then wrapping it around both the wire and the flower. So here I go again with a new piece of floral tape. I'm just winding and wrapping my floral tape around, and I just attach a new flower and wrap, attach a new flower and wrap. It's really as simple as it is that you're seeing here. And so you just go all the way around until you reach the very end. And in a bit I'm going to show you how I finish off this wreath, because the end bit is the trickiest bit because you don't have a lot of room to work with. So I'm just going to let you see how I squeeze my last few flowers in. And definitely go all the way around so that your floral wreath looks gorgeous and full. So once you finish wrapping all of your flowers around, the last thing you want to do is to wrap the bottom of the wreath topper. So this is what's going to go into the cake. So it's very important to wrap it so that it is food safe. You definitely don't want to leave this wire exposed and going into something that people will eat. So make sure you wrap it well, and you can definitely wrap it into the 3 layers of floral tape, which is non-toxic and therefore food safe. So make sure you wrap it really well, and that's our floral wreath finished. Now we're going to finish off our monogram topper, which is now fully solid after drying overnight. I've got some Rolcom Super Gold powder mixed with decorators alcohol, or you can use Everclear. Vodka will work fine too. And so I'm just going to paint on this solution, this gold paint, all over my monogram. So I'm being very careful to paint not just the top but also the sides. You definitely want to make sure that you've got all of that white covered up. Now you can use any other color lustre that you like. Silvers or rose gold will be beautiful as well. You can even paint it a specific color if you like. And so once I finish one coat, I go in with a second coat once my first coat is done, and this just gives me a really true gold color. And so I let this dry for a minute or two, and now everything is ready to assemble. I've got my gorgeous buttercream painted rose cake, which matches my pinky red floral wreath. So you just gently push it all the way down into your cake, and the same goes with my gold letter M cursive topper. I just put this behind the floral topper and just wiggle it around just to make sure it's in position. So there you have it, a stunning monogram topper paired with this floral wreath, perfect for topping and decorating your beautiful cakes. If you'd also like to learn how to make this painted rose buttercream cake, I'll include the link to that tutorial in the description box down below, together with all other recipes and related links. Thanks for joining me on this tutorial, and if you found it helpful, definitely keep in touch by subscribing to this channel and turn on notifications so that I can share more awesome cake tips and tutorials with you. Catch you next time!